Hello algebra students, this is Mr. Duffield once again. This lesson is going to just act as a summary for all the rules that we've learned about adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing monomials, as well as when monomials have an exponent as well. So let's look at this chart and we'll fill it in together. And you can reference this chart as a good reminder and help you remember all the specific rules. So we have adding and subtracting monomials. The rule is that we combine like terms. Do not change common variables and exponents. So we look at number 1 as an example. We have 9x squared times y minus 10x squared y, because the variables and exponents are the same, x squared and y. All we do is combine the like terms, so 9 minus 10 will give us a negative 1, but we don't put a 1. We can just say negative x squared times y. Number 2 says subtract 6w from 8w. So be careful about this. We're subtracting 6w from 8w. So in other words, rewriting this equation would be 8w minus 6w. That would give us 8 minus 6, which would be 2w. For the product rule, we have a to the x times x to the b. When we do this, our solution would be x, whatever a is, plus b. That is our rule. We add the exponents when they are being multiplied together. So if we have h squared times h to the 6, we add those together. That would give us h to the 8th power. For the second example, we have the negative 2 and the 7 multiplied. Those are like terms, so that would become negative 14. We have the a squared and a to the 3rd. 2 plus 3 would be a to the 5th. And then we have b times b. That would be 1 plus 1, so that would be squared. Let's look at the power rule. The power rule says that when we have x to the 8th power, all that quantity to the bth power, that would mean x times would be a times b. So we look at our two examples. X to the 2nd quantity to the 3rd power. 2 times 3 would be 6, so x to the 6th power. And then we have this one. We want to simplify number 2, so we distribute that 2. So negative 2 squared would give us a positive 4. M to the 5th squared. We have the 4, as I said. M to the 5th times to the 2nd power. 5 times 2 would be 10, so that would be m to the 10th power. That's being multiplied by m to the 3rd power. So we've simplified that. Now we want to combine the like terms. When we are multiplying these, they get added together, so our final answer here would be 4m to the 13th power. Let's look at the quotient rule, the negative exponent rule, and the zero exponent rule. So we haven't gone over the zero exponent rule, but that's pretty simple. So we'll look at that last. So the quotient rule, when we have a coefficient with an exponent divided by another coefficient divided by an exponent, or a variable in this case, the solution is going to be x to the a minus b. So let's look at two examples. We have 27x to the 5th divided by 42x. we can reduce that fraction into the least common terms. That would be 9 and 42. Excuse me, not 942. That would be 9 and 14, because we can divide both those by 3. So let me write that a little more clear. 9 and 14. I can extend this line over. X to the 5th divided by x to the 1st would be x to the 4th. And that will go up top because it's a positive value. The second one, we have y squared quantity squared divided by x to the 4th. So let's simplify that first. So 2 times 2 would be y to the 4th over y to the 4th. And anything that's over itself is 1. So let's look at the negative exponent rule. We learned in that unit here, the lesson here, that when you have a negative, it goes in the denominator of a fraction. So this would work out to be that, 1 over x to the a. For number 1, we have negative 5, x to the negative 2. Negative 5 we just leave alone. And then x, since it's in negative 2, drops to the denominator. Oops, I made a mistake. Hopefully you saw it right away. Once it drops, it becomes positive. So negative 5 over x squared. Our other example, 4 divided by 8. That changes to 1/2. K to the 2nd power divided by k to the 5th. That would be 2 minus 5. 2 minus 5 is negative 3. So that would be k3. So it would be 1/2 or 1 over 2k to the 3rd power. And lastly, we'll look at the zero exponent rule. X to the 0 is always 1. So if we look at our example, we have 7. X to the 0 will be 1. 7 times 1 will be 7. For number 2, we have w to the 4th quantity squared. So I'm going to simplify that. That would be w to the 8th. And we have divided by w to the 8th. W to the 8th divided by w to the 8th is going to be 0, or w to the 0, which would be 1. What we should know anyway is that anything over itself is going to be 1. So that completes our graphic organizer on exponent rules. Hopefully you'll have a little better understanding of them and can use these moving forward in preparation for your homework assignment and the upcoming quiz. Good luck, everybody.